It's day 3 of the Theme Gawad Factory-1, and I'm going to start this session just by playing through what we have so far, looking at what it looks like in the game, because I didn't do much of that last time around. And here we go. Okay, I'm just going to IDDQD through this, so I've got enough time to point out some things. First thing, obviously, you don't want to be looking at a texture misalignment like that right out of the gate. Definitely got to sort that out. And throughout, I haven't really used enough space here. I think my maps have a tendency to be quite small and cramped, so I'd like to get away from that habit. So I'm going to expand this area a bit. These stairs, because of Hell's accessibility requirements, will need to be longer and shallower, but I think I can do that as part of the space expansion. Again, I think this pillar just gets in the way. This side's okay, could do with possibly a bit of retexturing. We've now got the demons which come out and block your path here. So that's great at keeping you within sight of the Hell Knight for a while. Okay, so here, I like this. We do still need to put this secret in if we're going to allow the player to get up there and get the shotgun and possibly some other goodies as well. This door doesn't open. Well, I also need to sort out those lower pegged line defs. But that door doesn't really open fast enough for it to be for the demons to really be in the picture. Alright, if we look at the normal way past here, you're immediately in sight of both the chain gunners and you're going to get absolutely shredded when you come down here, even if you're very alert. So I'm going to change this room a bit. I'm going to extend this wall a bit, put one of the chain gunners behind it so we can get you when he's over here. Maybe we'll do some further tweaking as well. I don't much like how wide this nukage fall is, so we're going to adjust that. And I think there's potential for that to be a monster closet up there for later on. Again, this part is really cramped. I don't want it to be this tight, so I'm going to redesign this room. I do like the multiple layers, though. And then we might... Oh, and maybe I don't want that door to be openable by monsters either. So I want to preserve some surprises over there. And we might get to creating a new room in this session as well. But we'll see. The primary focus is going to be redesigning. Okay. So one of the most awkward things about Doom is reworking some of your odd spaces. It's once you've got the space and you've built things around it, it's quite difficult to expand and to make things bigger. But I'm going to give it a go. We're going to have to choose our vertices quite carefully here. I'm going to let's reduce this grid size as well. That one will do. Okay. So we're going to make that more like that. We're going to make these stairs. We're going to delete these. We're going to make this room a bit bigger. This will have to come out. Maybe we'll turn this around. Are we going to? This might require some major trickery, but we're going to turn this around by hitting E and rotating it. There we go. All right. So this is already looking better. I like this. And now, it kind of spoils the octagonal room, but often not quite symmetry makes things more interesting. So we're going to see what that does. Okay. All right, and that's for here. Maybe these stairs now can be straighter. Going to fiddle with the vertices around here as well. There we go. Okay. Alright, that's given us some more room to work with. So let's make this imp aligned with the stairs. Let's build these back again. So that's 2 down, 2 down, 2 down, and we need our sector there, and that is 1, 2. Okay, so obviously going to alter the width of these a bit. Can you make it down there? You can. Okay, I think that's looking a bit better. Put this back in its alcove. That'll do. Maybe another one here. I don't know. What should we do with this one? We'll think about that later. We're going to do a little bit with these lights. I'm being careful to keep this on the 64 by 64 grid because we've got lights on the ceiling of this. And so we want them to be aligned. We can't change the ceiling alignment in Vanilla Doom. There you go, you see. Alright. That looks a bit better. We do need to sort this out before I forget about it. Maybe let's put some pillars here, 24 by 24. Same goes for you. That's going to be look a bit strange, so I'm going to change that to that. And let me see. Yeah, I think I'm going to make these floor and ceiling touch rather than deleting the space so that we can get void. The reason I'm doing that is so that I can use 2 textures on top of each other. This one's going to be support 3. Oops. And we're going to make this one of the metal textures. Maybe one of these. Let's see. Now, is this the right length? It is miraculous. That is fantastic. The height works. The width works. This is very rare in Doom. So enjoy it while you can. Let's set this back a bit as well. There we go. All right. So now we've got space to do something interesting here. We can do some stairs that are kind of an angle. You and you. I'm wondering if the silver stairs here go with that platform. We should maybe choose another one. Let's try step 2, maybe. That'll do. And instantly you can see we've got a much more interesting looking room. Let's put some more supports on here. Is it the right length? It's nowhere near the right length. 34, 32. Maybe we should use a different border instead. I wonder if comp span would work. Bit better, but not by much, honestly. Let's put tech wall 1 around the back. And let's use the support textures on the left and right instead. There we go. Alright, so we're going to need to do something around here. We can give ourselves another bit of space. Make it a bit taller. Put some computer textures around here. Align the computer texture so that they make sense. The screen's going around the corner there. That doesn't make much sense. Maybe comp tall would be better here. Yeah, that looks a bit better. Well, we can sort that later. And this area can have a bit of a computer bank in the wall. And we're going to move that up. All right. Okay, looking certified, not bad here. What else do we want? Maybe I want another light post just next to the stairs, and we can square that off to accommodate it. Going to set this back a bit, actually. Very nice, okay. I did notice on the overhead view that this lighting did not match that lighting, so we're just going to put that up to 192. And we'll do something over here. I don't know what it is. Okay. What was the next thing? We're going to put more space up here. We're going to... I wish I could read my handwriting, honestly. Carton Guinnesses? Chain gunners, that's what it is. Okay. That was the other big change to the gameplay I wanted to make. So we're going to put you down there. Face away. Shift and L, by the way, to make something face instantly. Well, let's put you there. Let's see what that's done to the map. Not bad. Okay. Put the brightness up here because I noticed I'd put something the wrong border texture. And we're going to make this section more dark and metallic as well, so that it looks more like a tunnel section. Let's see. I fix this wall. Yep, perfect. Going to put support 2 on the end here. Support 3 rather, the darker one. And we're going to make a little indent here as well. And for here, this wall, we're going to use one of the darker metallic ones, or maybe slad wall actually. Let's see how it looks. Let's make this one different. Metal one. Yeah, I think this is starting to come together. Let's use metal one for this card as well, so that the slad texture happens towards the background here. All right. Okay, so I wanted to change this a bit. I'm going to extend this platform out. Now here's a trick that helpfully pointed out. Thank you very much, by the way, in the comments to my last video. Page up, and you've done it immediately. No more scrolling. No more painful middle finger that you need to use for making rude gestures to the demons. There we go. Maybe I'll use a different metal texture though. Let's see. Will this work? No, it's chopped down the middle, so it looks it doesn't look good. That might work. Yeah, it looks like there could be pipes heading into the waterfall. All right, and we're going to make this a solid wall. And we're going to set these back a bit, actually. So we're going to make that a solid wall as well, honestly. Okay. Use some sport textures. Oh, no, is that 16 wide? We'll use that. And maybe this can be this metal texture here, looking like the floor continues up the wall. Maybe. Alright then, so I wanted to make some changes here as well, because I'm going to have to rely on a bit of trickery with this switch, because it takes the texture and the properties of the floor in front of it. So I'm thinking maybe I'll have that style of floor there, and instead use the other hexagons in there for this section. All right. Looks pretty decent. Let's continue with expanding this area now. So this needs to be set back a lot because I want the player to have some room here, and we need to extend the width of the room as well. So thankfully I've got the room to do that this time. Let's start selecting some sectors. Oh, I forgot to hold shift, okay. That's right, I've got different settings for Doom Builder on my laptop and desktop, and I can never remember which one I prefer or which one's better. We're going to take some other vertices here. We're going to use these ones. And you as well. Not you, though. You can stay where you are. That looks... you can stay as well. And you. Let's see what happens when I drag this. Nothing terrible. Alright, so I'm looking at the length of the window on the left. L192 it says now, so that seems like a decent length to me. And we're going to pull this down. We're going to pull these all to the right. You've got to be careful here. It's like a steady hand game that you've got to watch for any lines crossing over each other as you drag, because if any lines cross over each other, it's going to go haywire. All right. So this is much more like it. We've got a lot more room coming in here. Let's adjust our line length for the textures. We're going to set Mr. Hell Knight back a bit so that he becomes a threat once you've gone into the room. I'm actually going to do the same thing over here, because it's best to surprise the player with monsters coming from more than one direction. You don't want all the monsters to be in front of the player immediately. We can join that safely, I think. Okay, we seem to have grown a border here. Oh, that's because Yes, okay. We seem to have grown a border here by accident. But, honestly, I rather liked it. So let's join that again. Just check. Yeah, that'll work. What's a nice computery texture to use for that? That's too tall to fit, so I'm going to maybe use that. Let's see if that works. Okay, we can see I've moved this a bit too far over. I'm going to have to reshape these. Move some of the things that got out of alignment when I drag things around. But you can see that this is already looking a lot more comfortable. All right, let's have you as well. Maybe a tacky looking ceiling as well. Oh, Doom 2 doesn't really have any tacky looking ceilings. We'd use that one. We'll see what we'll see what it looks like. And then we're going to change the ceiling here as well because I've been using this ceiling a lot. Maybe this one, and we're going to put some lights on it as well. Where, I wonder? Yeah, probably up here, honestly. We'll come back to that. All right, so we're using more space now. This is looking a bit better. Let's see what we can do around the rest of this room, because I'd like this to be a bit more mechanical looking. I want this to be a factory rather than just another tech base. And I don't really know how to do that, but I'm going to learn as I go along. Let's see. First of all, we need some borders around here. I'm not going to have that so close to there because it'll look stupid. And we're going to have some more of this tech wall texture in there. Now, what should this look like? This, I think this should be more, this should be darker. This should be more mechanical looking. I'm thinking about what to do with this length 12 section that I've got kind of lying around here. Let's move this down here. And then we've got a 24 that we can work with. All right. Do we think just metal would work? It does, but it's a bit boring. How tall is it? Oh, that might work. Oops. No. What is going on here? Oh, was this... Did this not select? Okay, there we go. Maybe. Yeah, we'll have to do a bit of trickery here. But I think this will work. I do like the rows of lights. We're going to need to split up this so that it looked convincing. Almost. Almost. We're getting into nitpicks here now. Nevertheless. And you can be metal 4. And we'll split that up again. Here we want to split this wall, so we're using that. And here again we want to split about there. Perfect. We're going to use the plain metal texture. Alright, so we have no split light. We've got a split light. I suppose this can be a plain metal as well. Metal 2. Yeah. You get the idea. Not bad. Okay. We'll stick with that for now, and we'll remember to come back to it later if it annoys us. Okay, what else can we do here? An idea came to me just as we finished the last session. How big is this? 112. Let's make this 128. No, it's 124. Let's make a little cage here. Sorry. Indecisions. Because I thought this could be a sort of computer bank in a cage. It's Gonna change my mind again. This is gonna be 16 wide. All right. And we're going to have some mid textures. That one will do, yeah. Mid space. This is going to be impassable. Now, I'm just going to remember what Doom does with repeated mid textures. I think you can only have one. All right, so we'll think about that when we come to it. They repeat horizontally but not vertically, as I recall. All right, and now this ceiling can go down to there, and this one can go up to here, and we've got a little cage to keep the computers in. Let's move these ceilings down as well. There's a bit of Control-Shift-R, Control-A going on here just to quickly align all the textures. How big's that? That looks okay. All right, so now we're going to put a bank of computers in here. We're going to make that about that high. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. Comp word. All right. And here we're going to make this glow. Oh no, we're not. That's the tag. Okay. That looks pretty decent. I would also like to extend this passageway around so that it meets up there. I'm just looking for the. Is there a green one? Is there a green one of these without the poison sign on it? Well, it doesn't actually matter because you can't see it. We'll use that. Okay. Oh, we needed to put. Sorry about flying through walls and making you sick. There you go. How am I doing here now? Okay, so this ceiling needs to come down. And that's okay there. Just stick that on there. That'll do. Who's going to see it? Okay. Alright, so this is how we get back from this secret area. I'm going to put an imp there. The other thing I realised while I was playing through this is that there isn't a safe way across this room. And people do tend to get annoyed if you ask them to traverse an entire lake of acid without any help. Up there. So I'm going to make this platform a bit bigger first. And we're going to put a biosuit here as well. Okay, we should probably make some more use of nukage around the map as well to make that worth it. Still, what else can we do here? We can make this. You know, you can hide some armor bonuses in there as well. I was thinking of moving this down the way, but then I realized I've only just I've only just made room there. I don't want to instantly take it up all over again. Let's, however, put another ceiling light in. Looks good. No adjustments needed. Couple of you over there. Okay. So I think I want the player to want to get up here. So I can either put a bonus there, or I could make it a switch. And I'm thinking of making it a switch. Just need to think of exactly what that switch is going to do. Is it going to unbar the way here, as well as here? No, it's just going to unbar the way here. All right, let's make some bars. Enough for the player to be blocked, and not enough for monsters to walk through. And again, bit of an art rather than the science here. Okay, how complex can we make these without making them look stupid? Definitely chancing it here, I think. But we'll see. Actually, when I make bars like this, I like to put little indents in the floor as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't have to be big. Just to indicate that there are sockets there. Alright, what I'm thinking here. Some Sean on the edges. some metal one in the middle. You don't really get the hexagon pattern, do you? Well, maybe. That could work. And let's wind the floor down so it reaches the... Okay. Oh, that's a bit... That's actually a bit low. Or is it? Okay. We're going to copy those. Does it look okay? Kind of. And again, I don't quite know what criteria the Doom Builder uses for preserving or discarding the texture alignments. Okay. There we go. All right. All of these are going to be tag 11. We're going to have a switch up here. With a nice computery background, please. That'll work. And what are you going to do? Can you S1 door open stay to tag 11? Okay. We've got a bit more opportunity here as well for monsters to hide. Let's lower the ceiling a bit here. Yeah, I like that. So we've got a couple of imps already. We've got a couple of these. Let's do one more of these. Actually, we've already got 3. That makes 3 demons. That's too many. Gonna fall back to an imp. We're gonna see how that looks, and we're gonna put a light post as well. Where are you, light post? There you go. Looks good. Okay, so are those all my grievances from last time around? We've moved the stairs at the start. We've got more space in the blue computery room and at the start. We've dealt with the chain gunners. We have dealt with the slime fall being too wide. Okay. Other thing I want to deal with is the misalignment there. So I'm going to construct myself a 24 wide. And is it, by some miracle, is this 24 as well? It almost is. I'm going to have to do some 22, that'll do. Oh no, that won't look very good. That's a 22. That can be a support 3. Can we just lower and peg these? Okay, that looks okay. We'll make this wall a bit different, but that can come later on. Still got a good Still got a good looking window here, window there. I think we're going to be okay. All right. Let's also give the player something to aim for. I'm going to put a medikit up here for making it through that room. A couple of ammunition drops. Actually, you know what? I think a super shotgun would do the trick here. All right. So the player comes around here, comes up here, gets super shotgun, pulls the switch, goes up there, and then they have this to deal with. They've got a couple of imps in this alcove, which I'm going to give another computer terminal here. Almost. Is that not 64 wide? Ah, I suppose it isn't. Okay. That'll work. Oops. Now, I want to untag these as well, so they're not counted as part of the lift. You'll need textures, and we can continue going along here as our entrance to a new room. This is going to be our general space. And I think what I'm going to make the player do is drop into it so that we've got another point of no return here until they've dealt with whatever's going to be in here. Okay. Just going to say maybe this could stand to be a little wider. Oh, but then it would go out past the pillar, and I don't really want to do that. Okay. All right. We're going to make the player drop into here. Doesn't have to be a big drop. Even just that. Just so that they can't get back immediately. I can see the poison sign there. You'll do. Okay. And let's do some things with the ceiling. I like it to be mostly, yeah, a bit like that. Pretty duct here. So that they've got to come in here, and then, yeah, and then they're dealing with this room. Okay. Let's open this up again. So before I started this video, I was just looking around some Google images for inspiration, which is something I do when I can't think of what to put next in a room. We've got the Theme Squad project here. If we go to our friend Google, and we go to Factory Interior, We can take a look at some images. I'll probably have to pay $100,000 for all the licensing here that I'm just showing you here. So there's some interesting ones. There's machinery, but there isn't a whole lot of there aren't a whole lot of interesting shapes of rooms. Most factories, they're just, oh, that would be fantastic. Maybe if I were doing a horror themed one. There aren't a lot of interesting shapes of rooms, apart from somebody doing one in Minecraft, or Doom as Google calls it. I did see this one, and that reminded me of breweries. And so I gave those a Google as well. And you can see the tons. I think they're tons. I can't quite remember. That's their name. Lined up against the wall up at the ceiling. So I might take some inspiration from those and have a decoration set back from the room, and or maybe those are in the center and the player has to work around them. So let's build something like that. We're going to use the circle tool. That's not enough vertices. Well, don't know what that's going to do. And we seem to have created a gigantic Lego brick. We'll see how we can salvage that. Here's the surface. Here are our chimney things. I'm going to use Tech Wall 6 on these. Okay. And up here we can have some poundy things that pound whatever these are into a pulp for no apparent reason. And then maybe... is it too puzzly to make the player have to then make their way over here? We'll see. I'm going to raise the ceiling of these. Squish. All right. Let's do the same to these ones. I'm not absolutely sure about this, if I'm being honest, but you've got to be unafraid to experiment. Let's put some stairs over here. Good. And maybe this can be the yellow key. Oh, or can of iron brew, whatever you prefer. Maybe that can be the yellow key that the players needed for a while. I want them to be able to see it. Perhaps. Okay. We're going to put some stair textures here. I don't want it to be completely simple to just get there, so I'm going to Going to put a door here that leads into some other kind of smaller challenge that they've got to get around. And then eventually here, that'll be the door out. There's another platform here, maybe a bit of a different shape. That's too close to here, so maybe we'll alter the shape of this as well to make it less Lego-y. Yeah, this looks good. This is kind of, you know, that room in containment area with the crushers that are split into 4. It's starting to look a little bit like that. All right. Now, obviously, you can just hop across here, so I don't want to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that'll do. Okay. The stairs will be in this area. And we can say about there. Going to work at this a bit, make it a bit more interesting, a bit more... I don't know what the word is. A bit less boring to walk around. But eventually, the player is going to have to walk over here, around here, do some stuff, and is going to get onto here. Maybe like that. Yeah, that could do it. And there's a bit of a weird gap here, so I'm just going to fill that up by raising that. Should I use more nukage? Yes, I should. Again, I'm just pretty much picking textures at random here. We're going to sort them out later, because I know what the shape of room I want is. Okay. And of course, we can't let the player do that, because they'll just jump across. Let's give them an annoying obstacle here. Just going to block their path. I didn't quite align those correctly, but that might not matter. And again, we'll think about enemies for this room a bit later on. We can have a little outflow here. Where it gets darker and the player can see that there's some kind of drain happening. Alright, and once the player has reached here, they're going to get the yellow door out, and they're going to have to make their way back up. And you could do this with multiple different key cards. But the way we've designed the map here, you only need one because there's only one route back once you've got the other one. Thinking if I want this to be open from the start or for the player to need to use a yellow key before this. Not sure. Oh, that worked out rather well, didn't it? There we go. Here's going to be our yellow door. Oops, wrong one. Oh, that's not it. Big door. That's good. What? Don't drink and doom, everyone. Oh yeah, I'm recording this video just after having my vaccine, so that's great. I haven't had any adverse effects from it yet, but if I... What is going on here? Yeah, if I fall asleep or drop down dead in the middle of doing this video, you'll know what caused it, and I'll be a YouTube sensation forever. Yellow door. All right, accidentally doubled up my my door textures there, but we'll see. We can do more with this actually. We've got room, so let's even put another corridor here and make this platform look over this room. Can I have... that's going to be the end of it. That's going to be a... be around small c for now. All right. That looks pretty good. So something's going to happen in here. Not really sure what yet. But the long and the short of it is that we're going to raise the player up. And they're going to get there. Might take a look at some of the IWADs again, just for some inspiration of what to put there. But now we've got a fairly interesting shaped room. Of course, we're not going to let the player off that easily. We're going to say that as soon as they get past here, we're going to walk one, crushers start with fast damage. Yeah. Never used the crusher tags before in Vanilla Doom, so we'll see if that actually works or whether I'm completely mistaken. We can also put a little alcove in here so we've got some extra rewards. Okay. So this, we need... what was, oh yes, I pressed L for lines. I'm beginning to feel just a little bit kind of fighting through a brain fog, but it's not very serious and it doesn't really... it isn't really all that different from normal. We're going to have actions door, repeated, yellow. Oh, DR door, wait, close, yellow, yes. Same goes for that. So we're going to pull that switch. We are going to need switch over here. I've forgotten the action. Actually, I'll just steal it from you. Oh, blimey, what have I done? Something's up with the floor and ceiling height of this one. Oh no, it's because it has a mid texture in it. And I want that to be the lower texture instead. Ceiling's 192, floors 48. Hang on. Need to fix something. No, we're going to work this out because I don't want to just undo this. I want to find exactly what's wrong with these textures. We've got a sector that looks like that. What is that? That is its mid texture. We don't want a mid texture. Floor, this is 144 minus 40. This is 192, 48. Why does it say the back side def needs something? Where is the back lower side def? That's the ceiling. That's the okay. Maybe I am just going to undo. There are useful things, computers. SW1 grey. All right. And what that's going to do is it's going to raise the other half of the bridge for us. And that action is 20. All right then. That also needs to be a bridge. We're going to make this one the switch for this bridge. Well, standing on. That was the other thing I meant to do. If you excuse me a minute, if I just chop the corners off these very crudely, then they won't form a closed area anymore, and Doom Builder won't helpfully try to fill in the area. Good. All right. And maybe here, there's a little bit of an overhang. All right, so these two shouldn't be E7. I rather wish that I could make these faster. But Vanilla Doom doesn't allow me to do that. Okay. However, when I cross this line, I want several things to happen. I like a couple of monster closets to open here and here, and maybe a cacodemon to come out of here, or something to discourage you from running away. Let's see. Do I have enough room for two? Yeah, okay. Move this down, just so it's above them. That goes for you as well. And I'm going to use a bottom-up door. No, I'm not. I'm not, because I need to use a top-down door elsewhere. I'm just thinking about how this is going to look if it's going to be extremely obvious. And I think it is, but we can, again, cure that later. All right. Looks almost like a decoration. Oh, I was going to say we could do the same right next to it, but we can't because we've already got that there. All right, we'll alter this incredibly obvious monster closet when we get there. All right, that's tag 15. I wonder how these are going to be react if I ceiling raise to nearest ceiling. What order they're calculated in. Let's see what happens. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use a little tripwire here instead of relying on the geometry that's part of the line depths that are part of the level. We're going to walk once. Door. Open, stay fast. And it's going to be tag 15, I think it was? Or was that? Yeah, there we go. That's tag 15. Good. So I'm thinking that and that need to be tag 15. So that's numbers 159 and 311. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know how it's going to handle multiple doors raising. I'm going to just go straight into testing that. And we can have a look at how the rest of it works as well. Alright, plenty of room around here. Open those. We've got a yellow door. We've got to do something down here. We could sneak around here, except that's in our way. Okay, not going to make my way through there, I think. Oh, I suppose it uses the initial ceiling height, doesn't it? All right. Well, we'll think about that later. Just now, not IDKFA, ID clip. I made it. All right, yellow key card. Oh, I swear I put the action on the door. We'll see. All right, that also allows us into here, which lets us pull that switch. It is slow, isn't it? Which lets us pull this switch, and we can have another brief break. Perhaps the bridges should already be raised just a little. Okay, so that one worked great. Less sure about what happened to those ones. We'll have to think of another solution. Oh yeah, and I haven't put the wall textures below there. The same goes for that. Okay. And I think I also need to sort out my tags down here. So I've got a way of moving through the level now. We've got what's going to become our final room up there. I think we've got the complete path. So let's go away and have a think about things, and we will come back tomorrow to tidy things up. That looks like a penis, doesn't it?